Palestinian mourners have attended the funeral of a teenager who was shot dead by Israeli soldiers in the occupied West Bank city of Al-Khalil, also known as Hebron. The funeral turned violent as Israeli forces fired tear gas at the Palestinian mourners. So far, there's no report of casualties. 17-year-old Mohammed Abu Hashash died after being shot in clashes with Israeli soldiers during their raid on the Al-Fawar refugee camp on Tuesday. Dozens of other Palestinians were also sustained injuries in live gunshots, tear gas, and rubber-coated steel bullets. The teenager is one of 231 Palestinians killed by Israelis since the upsurge in violence across the Palestinian territories last October. Max Igan is a radio host and political commentator joining us from Peru. Max Igan, welcome. So, we're looking at 3 months away for the presidential elections in the United States, and lots of inaction, to say the least, from the U.S. when it comes to the so-called peace process, and with a war or wars, multiple wars going on in the Middle East, and the world being distracted from it, it seems like Israel is doing whatever it wants in the occupied territories.
This is always the case when we see U.S. elections and when we see global events escalating. We always see Israel overstepping the mark in Palestine and again attacking funeral parades, tear-gassing funeral parades, releasing prisoners from prison after basically allowing them to be on death's doorstep, and both through negligence, medical negligence, keeping them locked up in solitary for years, then releasing them to the people so that they can die once they reach home. This is all part of the Israeli incitement process. They really wish to incite the Palestinian people into response so they can claim that they're under attack from terrorists all the time. It really is disgraceful the act the state is able to get away with. And as you say, it always happens when we see other events happening globally. Well, no one's looking. Israel just escalates the problem as much as it can. But it's severe psychological abuse that they're enacting against the Palestinian people as well, because by reducing these prisoners to the most emancipated, then releasing them, or emaciated state, and then releasing them into the public just so they can die with their families, and by attacking funeral processions and everything they can to incite the people, it's just to get a response and so they can continue to portray themselves as victims when anything is the case. They are not victims at all in any of these conflicts. The ones that are escalating the situation always have been.
If you want to take a look at the political front, Israel has scored two major victories. One is the fact that Turkey and Israel reconciled. The other is what appears to be going on more so now in front of the world instead of behind the scenes as before, and that is the Israeli-Saudi Arabian relationship, which they don't officially have one. But these two have proved to be against Palestinians, and therefore Israel is getting support from these two entities, from Turkey and Israel, in order to have the political clout behind it. Do you think that this has worked against Palestinians, Saudi Arabia and Israel-Turkey?
Oh, yeah, very much it has. I mean, even with the aid that we're seeing that Turkey has recently delivered to Gaza, of course, this has to go through Israeli hands before it gets to the people. And the people that I've spoken to on the ground in Gaza say that they haven't seen any of the aid. It hasn't reached the people at all. A lot of this is just for the masses, so that the people it can look like Turkey is helping the Palestinian people, but really it's just appeasing the hand of Israel. And we are seeing that all of these three nations are strengthening ties together, and we see that ties with the United States are basically deteriorating. Of course, Israel is squeezing as much money as it can out of the United States while it still has the ability to do so. But all of these three nations seem to be forming a very, very close alliance with anything but the Palestinian people's welfare in mind.
Radio host and political commentator Max Igan, thank you.